Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no. It's been forever since I've recorded a Liv and Maddie video. Oh well, perfect time for me to create a Liv and Maddie video. Bam what? Who can remember when Liv and Maddie premiered? Where were you on July 19th, 2013? Come to think of it, I don't even know where I was. Probably working at a noodle shop somewhere, because my YouTube channel doesn't have enough subscribers. But I do remember watching the Liv and Maddie premiere and being so excited about it because Dove Cameron was starring in it. For those of you who are new here, Dove Cameron is a girl who made me famous overnight because I wanted to kick Ryan McCartan's ass. That's how it happened for me. And because I watched every episode of Liv and Maddie and can tell you what happened in Liv and Maddie without even having to Google anything. And yeah, so Dove Cameron, Kylie Cantrell made me famous overnight, which a lot of YouTube creators can only dream of. What happened for me was I actually just uploaded Dove Cameron videos one after the other and got 1,000 views on each video. And I was like, holy shit. And I just kept uploading Descendants and Dove Cameron videos and everything just happened for me overnight. So just as fast as you could snap your fingers, I was a celebrity. And I have each and every one of you to thank for that because you've made me more famous than any of my other friends on YouTube. Because you love Dove Cameron, Liv and Maddie, and Descendants, and everything having to do with Dove Cameron. So that's really cool. And now because of you, I can quit my job at working at a yogurt shop and become a full-time YouTube creator eventually. Honestly, I have no idea where Ryan McCartan is now. I know that I said a lot of really mean things about Ryan McCartan, but that doesn't mean that he didn't deserve what I said about him, because, I mean, the way he treated Dove Cameron was absolutely horrible. I would have loved to have been in catering when they were off the set of Liv and Maddie, and I would have loved to have been checking out all the, the cheese and the broccoli and all kinds of stuff, and then hear Ryan McCartan treating Dove Cameron like crap, and then I would have went over to him, probably vertical suplexed him through one of the catering tables, and been taken out by security. That was always a dream of mine. Or to have starred in Liv and Maddie. It's really too bad that Jonathan Clarke couldn't have starred in Liv and Maddie, man. Because Dove Cameron would have fell in love with me. Apparently she likes tall guys. So I'm like 6'3", 6'4", about 220 pounds. So I think Dove Cameron would have really loved me, man. And probably would have fell in love with me for the rest of her life. And that would have got her away from Ryan McCartan. And then you girls would have been really happy that Dove Cameron would have found a guy that actually loves her. I really hope that Damiona David loves her, though, because it seems like they're really happy, and I'm really proud that Dove Cameron actually found somebody that she actually can, put first. But I think that Dove Cameron's greatest quality, which I admire so much, is that she always put everybody she was with in a relationship and you guys first. That's what made me so happy to be a Dove Cameron fan and to know that she existed, because 10 years ago I didn't even know Dove Cameron existed. All you guys were emailing me about Dove Cameron, saying, hey, Jonathan Clarke, you got mail! And then in the email it said, Dear Jonathan Clarke, there's this chick named Dove Cameron. You got to check her out. See you later, man. And I took it under advisement. And after getting so many messages from, you got mail, I checked it out. And I've loved it ever since. And I haven't looked back since. Thank you guys so much, man. Because Dove Cameron really gives me a new lease on life. She gives me a chance of there actually being hope out there for all of us. So much so that I actually, one night on the way home from trying to catch the latest episode of Liv and Maddie, it was really foggy. It was like Sleepy Hollow kind of thing. And I was like, ooh, what's this? I was kind of like Jonathan walking through the forest of Transylvania in Hotel Transylvania. Then he ends up at Dracula's castle. But I fell down before I made it home. I split this elbow like completely apart, and it had ended up having to have emergency surgery on my way home to catch the latest episode of Liv and Maddie. And I looked at the doc and I said, man, the latest episode of Liv and Maddie's coming up and I want to check it out. Do you guys have Disney Channel in this hospital? And he's like, no, you have to have emergency surgery on Tuesday, though. I was like, well, man, emergency surgery's going to have to wait. I'm going to go home and watch Disney Channel. And that's exactly what I did, because I couldn't miss the latest episode of Liv and Maddie. If there were 75 episodes of Liv and Maddie, I saw every single one of them, and I haven't looked back since. It was just how cool the show was, how positive the message was. We got this really cool vibe from a girl that was anything but happy off of the camera. She was so upset with her life, how her life was going, but she was always able to put that aside and create such great shows and put out such a positive and really happy-go-lucky image for you guys, which is really difficult to do. And I have a lot of respect for Dove Cameron for being able to do that. Because Dove Cameron gave us all hope that every dream could come true, and she continued to give us all hope that every dream could come true when she donned the role of Mal in 2015's Descendants, which became a huge hit for Disney Channel and eventually became one of the most successful franchises that Disney had ever created, which is why I'm really envious of all these producers and writers, because I never had a chance to write for Descendants, because I could really make a lot of stuff happen for you guys, really. You know, Liv and Maddie inspired me to want to work at a yogurt shop. I never had the chance to do it. I think the way Jonathan Clarke could have seen his introduction into the Liv and Maddie franchise could have been, you know, Ryan McCartan is working at Frollo Yolo. He's a really hotshot guy. And then this real geek, Jonathan Clarke, just shows up one day, and he's got the Frollo Yolo hat on, and he's the best looking guy in the whole cast of Liv and Maddie, and a bunch of girls are hitting the like button and subscribe button because Jonathan Clarke becomes a celebrity overnight. That would have that would have been really cool. I think I could have brought a lot of light to Liv and Maddie, because Liv and Maddie was just a show that was so fun to watch. I mean, both characters that Dove Cameron portrayed, no matter if it was Liv, no matter if it was Maddie, whoever you were looking at, had a different way of perceiving life. Maddie wanted to be the sports chick that always wanted to accomplish things and be strong and stand up and stare adversity in the face and say, you're never ever going to get the better of me. While Liv was just this really stupid character that would just come in so full of life, do something stupid and make her exit. But at the end of every episode, herself and Maddie would have a stronger friendship, which is something that I really, really appreciated. I think this was the first show since Hannah Montana that was really brought to life, that really elevated Disney Channel to unprecedented heights. Because if you remember back 15 years ago, Hannah Montana was at the heights of its popularity. And I was the biggest Hannah Montana fan out there, man. If there was a Hannah Montana t-shirt, I had it. If there was a Hannah Montana DVD set, I had it. If there was a Hannah Montana movie happening, I was the only guy in the movie theater with his leather jacket, and I thought it was a real hotshot back then, man. Checking out Hannah Montana and High School Musical in their prime. Oh, man, you haven't lived. Actually, if I ever do find my Hannah Montana DVD collection, I will show it to you guys. I'm a really big fan of Miley Cyrus, incredibly supportive of Miley Cyrus. For the life of me, I don't know why Dove Cameron and Miley Cyrus were all catfight kind of thing, wanting to kill each other. But I think they learned from each other and learned how to develop their characters in very positive ways and create very positive vibes. Without question, Miley Cyrus was far more appreciative of her fans than what Dove Cameron ever was. And I say this because all Dove Cameron wanted to do halfway through was leave her Disney Pass behind her, which is why I'm really happy that Kylie Control showed up when she did, because I remember watching Kylie Control on YouTube all the time on that show Hello Kylie, which was just adorable. For those of you who have not seen the very first episode of Hello Kylie, it is on YouTube, and you should watch it. Not all the episodes are on Kylie Control's official YouTube channel, but she does have 1 million subscribers, and she deserves 1 million subscribers because she really put her heart into her videos. I think Dove Cameron was more into the live streaming kind of thing on Instagram, but the thing was about Dove Cameron's videos on Instagram were I saw a lot of videos where she was groping a lot of guys. And here she is supposed to be doing a professional live stream for all of you, and that's when I really started questioning where Dove Cameron's head was. I think what Dove Cameron was really looking for was an escape. She was looking for an escape to be herself, and I think that if she would have gotten that escape away from Ryan McCartan and Thomas Doherty, and probably would have known perhaps that Jonathan Clarke was out there making really cool videos about her, she wouldn't have been as crazy as what she was. She was just trying to look for an escape, so I really don't think that what Dove Cameron was doing should have been looked at as crazy eyes. What it should have been looked at is just, okay, Dove Cameron was hurt, she was feeling lost, and she didn't feel as if the support was there for her. Because I do know that Dove Cameron used to say in interviews that her fans loved her so much, but they didn't know who she was. So when she finally got the chance to show you who she was so excited, and she didn't know how to perceive herself. And I wanted to know that it's not her fault, because she had millions of fans even when she thought she didn't have millions of fans, and she thought something of her fans that really wasn't true, because we really did support her, and we didn't just watch her because of some makeup she was promoting, because of what she was wearing, her fashion sense. I know for a fact that I was a guy that just loved Dove Cameron for the person she was, the soul that existed inside of her body. That's what I loved Dove Cameron for, because she was so fun to watch. I wouldn't even have thought of splitting this elbow apart if I didn't want to see the latest episode of Liv and Maddie, if I didn't love Dove Cameron. I wouldn't even say good things about Dove Cameron if I didn't love Dove Cameron, because believe you me, I love Dove Cameron for more than what the media perceives her to be. I think that Dove Cameron is just an innocent girl who's made her fair share of mistakes. But then again, haven't we all? I think life is about finding our light, and some people sometimes tend to find it a lot faster than other people, a lot quicker. But that doesn't mean eventually that you won't find your light. I say this a lot. It's one of my favorite things to quote, because you will find your light. I've often wanted to portray the prince in Descendants, so I could just say, don't worry, Red, you'll find your light. Don't worry, Mal, you will find happiness. There's just something about my voice being on Descendants and Liv and Maddie, is it not? And then, all these girls that watch Liv and Maddie and watch Descendants are so hung up on people like Mitchell Hope and Malachi Burton. I don't know. I watched this video earlier today. Some girl was like really enamored by Malachi Burton, and she wanted to give him a necklace so bad. Or what was it, a necklace or a belt? It was something like that. Come to think of it, I do have to buy a new belt. I got to put that on my shopping list one day, because I have this habit of breaking belts, so that girl would have came in handy. But I could really use a new belt, honestly. I have this habit where I buy these really cool jeans, and the belts are, I always, somehow or some way, I always end up breaking my belt. So if ever I'm a Descendant star, and I'm like on the Worlds Collide Tour ballot, I want to send a special shout out to that girl that I watched the video of today that actually made a homemade belt for Malachi Burton. Make me a belt, would you? Please, because I'm literally here with no belts, and I gotta go to Walmart to buy a belt tomorrow. So the least you could do is make this really cool guy a belt and give it to me on throw it up on stage for me. Man, I don't know why you're so hung up on these guys. We got to get Jonathan Clarke in as the writer and producer of Reboot of Liv and Maddie so we can make stuff happen and get rid of these guys, Mitchell Hope and Malachi Burton, because Jonathan Clarke could really offer a lot to both Descendants and Zombies. I've said that forever. But, man, you guys are so passionate about what you believe in. I love Dove Cameron a lot. I remember watching around that movie Cloud9. Wasn't it that one about the snowboarding chick, Kayla Morgan? You're saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, man, you really know a lot about Liv and Maddie. You really know a lot about Descendants. Make no wonder you're the most famous guy on YouTube for talking about Descendants and Liv and Maddie. Tell me more about your life. Well, I was a part of every part of the Disney Channel revolution. And what the Disney Channel revolution is when they moved out of traditional animation, said the hell with that, and moved into live action shows, which were basically Hannah Montana, Girl Meets World, which was another show that I loved, Liv and Maddie, which was a fabulous show. There was just something about Dove Cameron doing the whole bam what kind of thing. I would have loved to have been on the script for Liv and Maddie, and then the writers and producers hand me the script and say, hey, Jonathan Clarke, all you got to do for the next 22 minutes of an episode of Liv and Maddie is just say bam what in different ways. And then I would have been all like, bam what? 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 Kind of thing. I really love bringing stuff to life. And I also love the opportunity to do a whole lot of effort sounds. So I would like to have been in the scene with probably Maddie, being all sporty and stuff, and been in a boxing match and been able to do the effort sounds and been all like, ah, duh, ah, duh, boy, kind of thing. But I've never had the opportunity to do it. For some reason, Disney never did find me enough entertaining. You girls think I'm entertaining though, right? That's why you hit the subscribe button all the time. That's why you want to help me realize my dream of not having to work at Five Nights at Freddy's or a yogurt shop like Frollo Yolo. And you're saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, don't you realize that Frollo Yolo is not a real place? Can we please give a girl watching this video hope that Frollo Yolo actually does exist and she can go order her favorite type of yogurt? I've never ever wanted to take that away from anybody. Dove Cameron is duh, I left my Disney pass behind me. Can we please forget about my role Mal and reprising that for Descendants? We told the story and completed it. And then I'm on the other side of the spectrum saying, Descendants 6, Descendants 7, Descendants 8, woohoo! Descendants 10. Can we please just let everybody believe what they want to believe? And if we think there's going to be a Liv and Maddie reboot, let somebody believe it. If we think there's going to be a Descendants 6, 7, 8, can we all just be, woohoo! We love each other. Good night, everybody. Hannah Montana kind of thing. Oh, all I've ever wanted to do is instill a message of kindness in people's minds. Give them hope. I've never wanted to take that away from anybody. All I ever wanted to do was create really funny videos, which says a lot more than a lot of my friends on YouTube who just want to blow stuff up on their Science Project's YouTube channel or make cringy videos and believe that Disney princesses make them sick, which I think is not really the right way to look at life, because Disney princesses are beautiful. I've got this one girl who's one of my friends, and she doesn't believe that Disney princesses are beautiful, and I think that's, well, honestly, I think that's really, I think it's a real bam-wop moment, if anything, because I always thought the Disney princesses were beautiful. You know, I always believed that. I heard Dove Cameron a couple of years ago say she wanted to portray Anna in the Frozen musical, and I was all for it. Kind of like how I heard Ruby Rose Turner a while ago say she wanted to portray Rapunzel in the Tangled live action. You know, the way I look at it is these girls are beautiful, and they are forever beautiful. They are eternally beautiful. So if they want to portray characters like Elsa, Anna, Rapunzel, let them do it. If I was the writer and producer at Disney, and I was sitting on $158 billion of revenue, and I had access to it, and Ruby Rose Turner comes in my office and meets with me one day unexpectedly, and I do the whole spin the chair around thing. Let me see if I can do it. And I spin the chair around like this, and she's like, "Hi, I'm Ruby." And I'll be like, "Hi, Ruby, how can I help you?" "I would like to portray Rapunzel in the live-action Tangled." And she'd be all like this. And I'd be like, "Sure, Ruby, go for it." Just like that. Fast you can snap your fingers. Because you only have one life to live. So why are you going to deprive somebody of the opportunity to want to portray their favorite Disney princess? I mean, I know that Ruby grew up looking at the ceiling in her bedroom wanting to portray Rapunzel. So if I'm a huge executive at Disney, and she looks at me all puppy dog face and asks me if I can be Rapunzel in Tangled, you know I'm going to let her do it. I'm not going to refuse her. Same thing with Dove Cameron. I mean, if Dove Cameron comes in looking all puppy dog face at me and says, "Can I please play Anna in Frozen musical?" I'm not going to say no to her. See, this is what the Disney executives don't realize. You have one life to live. The least you can do is make them happy. That's the point I'm making. The least you can do is make every fan of Descendants and Liv and Maddie happy. If they want to see a Liv and Maddie reboot, give it to them. Don't just have them reading rumors online about it. Give it to them. Don't be so concerned about spoilers leaking and stuff being leaked to the internet. I mean, I go off. Don't mind what I'm saying, though, because the more I think about it, I was around when dial-up internet was the thing in homes in 1995, and the internet was all do-do-do-do-do, so you couldn't upload a whole lot in 1995 as you can now. But, you gotta give these stars more creative freedom. You really do, because they are beautiful people. They are such joys to be around. And to be honest with you, if I'm an executive for Disney and Ruby looks at me and says, "I want to play Rapunzel in the live-action Tangled," I'm not going to refuse her. Because, like I said, you have one life to live, and that's all Disney has ever done, is refuse opportunities to people they don't see potential in. Ever before Dove Cameron was the star of Liv and Maddie, the thought of Dove Cameron being on that show was never in the minds of Disney. They sprinkled her on a show called Shake It Up years ago with Bella Thorne, and her song was playing in the background. Bella Thorne reached out to her and said, "Your song was hot. We want you to be a part of Shake It Up. I'll talk to a producer." And then Bella Thorne went all Disney producer. "Hi, Disney producer. We got to get Dove Cameron her own TV show. She's cool." And then were all these rumors about Bella Thorne and Dove Cameron, and then shit hit the fan for Dove. So, I think that more... Stop laughing. More of an opportunity really needs to be put out there for people like Dove Cameron and Ruby Rose Turner, because more of a chance needs to be taken on them. I, for one, believe that they are such genuine people. I really do. And I really support them. From the very first time that I saw them, I saw nothing wrong with how they wanted to be portrayed and perceived. And I just thought that what happened for me was I just thought that Ryan McCartan was just absolutely ridiculous. So too did I think that Thomas Doherty was ridiculous. And ultimately drew the conclusion that he looked like the guy on the Captain Crunch cereal box, Hoy Mateys. That was Thomas Doherty, of course. Dove Cameron's always had this thing where she gets attached to idiots really quick. But again, it's not Dove's fault, because Dove just wants to prioritize them over herself, and she's done that more than often enough in her life. And I just want Dove Cameron, Ruby Rose Turner to know that they've done nothing wrong. I also want Kylie Cantrell to know that she hasn't done anything wrong. and I will forever and always support them. The support will be here on this YouTube channel for them. You know, all of my life, all I wanted to do was create funny videos for you guys and hope that you were going to hit my subscribe button because you found my videos funny. And because, of course, you were a fan of Liv and Maddie and Descendants just like me. Because I remember years ago when I would watch Descendants with a girlfriend's daughter that I had and think more over their daughter than them, and then they would break up with me and want to kick my ass. But every moment that I had the opportunity to create funny videos about Descendants and zombies for each and every one of you, I did it. Because I know how much in your heart Descendants holds a forever and always place. How Liv and Maddie is a show that brings back so many childhood memories for people who still talk about it when they're 20 years old. I have a really good friend who remembers watching Liv and Maddie when she was probably about 8 years old. She's 20 now. So there's no question in my mind that Liv and Maddie is something that we have forever cherished, so we have a right to create videos about it in 2025. The show ended on March 24th and Rooney in 2017. The show premiered on July 19th, 2013. I have no idea where I was in the world. All I know is that I was somewhere. Somebody was emailing me and the whole "you got mail" thing happened, and I woke up and I went over and I checked it and I was like, "Hey, Jonathan Clarke, check out this show." And then I ignored it, and then the next day came, "You got mail!" And then I checked it again, "Hey, Jonathan Clarke, watch Liv and Maddie," and I ignored it again. And then the next day came, and it was "You got mail!" And then I wrote them back again, and I said, "All right, I'll check it out. All right!" And I've been watching Liv and Maddie ever since, and I have each and every one of you to thank for it. 5 stars out of 5. Definitely, if there was ever a show that represented Bamwat proudly, it was Liv and Maddie, and it will forever and always be one of my all-time favorites, and I have each and every one of you to thank for it. So, girls, I hope you love this video. I got one more video for you later on tonight. I think I'll talk more about Descendants. Probably Kylie Control some more. So, if you will join me tonight, it would truly be an honor if you could join me for that video, because I don't want to get emailed tomorrow saying, "You got mail! Check this out," kind of thing. So, yeah, if you could join me tonight, I would be honored, because really, dreams do come true. How many times do I tell a girl in the 300 videos that I've uploaded that dreams do come true? And then check my email every morning too. "You got mail!" Oh boy. Well, probably I got mail because I'm, I don't know, really cute, really sweet kind of thing. I don't know. But I don't know how many views this video is going to get, how far of a reach it's going to have. But hopefully it'll be like Crash Bandicoot run away from boulders. Jump! 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 And everybody's going to love it. Because I was a real big video gamer, was a real nerd, and yeah. I just love creating great videos for you guys. So let's hope, one can only hope, that this video will go viral. And everybody will watch it and hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe. Because if you haven't already noticed, this is the most popular Descendants-themed zombies YouTube channel in the world. And is the reason why I no longer have to work at a frozen yogurt shop and create 150 different flavors of yogurt. Woe is my life! Subscribe to this channel and spare me the pain of having to work at a frozen yogurt shop for the rest of my life! And I will... I will love you forever, guys. I really do love you guys, and there's a greater appreciation for me as a YouTube creator than anybody else that creates Descendants and Zombies YouTube videos and videos on Liv and Maddie, because I really do love you guys, and I respect you so much. And please don't ever forget that. And please never ever forget that you will find your light. What is this stuff popping up on my computer? Connection tampered with? Oh, I can't lose my internet connection. There we go. I think everything's okay now. Please never ever forget that you will find your light, and there is a Bamwat moment in everybody's life. You may just have to look harder than others to truly find it. But I will be back later on tonight. I got some stuff I got to go do. I got to bolt. Not like Bolt the Super Dog, like that hamster that was in that glass ball that said, "You're Bolt the Super Dog!" And you're saying to yourself, "Hey, Jonathan Clarke, man, you make a lot of really great voiceovers. Have you ever thought about signing a contract with Disney?" I know! But they've never ever hired me. But if you hit the subscribe button, that could really happen for me. As if I'm already not famous enough for everything I've created on YouTube. Can you cut a guy some slack? And we all lived happily ever after, and we all found our light. Like the video, subscribe. I will be back tonight. Be kind to one another. Bye, YouTube. I love you so much. We will do this again in just a few hours from now. Please be kind to one another. Don't forget to be kind to each other, because that's really important. That's more important than a lot of us choose to admit. Because kindness really does go a long way in this world.